14 Sesh. My name is Kimberly.
And my name is Maria. Welcome to our 11th episode of the podcast. Girl, your hair is so long.
It is.
Ay, santo, loca, Dios, sí es largo.
Yes, yes. Pero yo estaba diciendo ya a María que me lo quiero recortar, pero the main reason why me lo tengo ya así, porque se me está cayendo mucho el pelo, mi gente. Y pues yo dije, a ver si me lo seco más, a ver si le coge vida. So vamos a
Yeah.
ver.
But they got super lindo. I love it. If it was for me, keep it long, girl, all the way.
She wants me to be Rapunzel, y'all.
Yes.
¿Y tú,
So
baby?
how you?
¿Cómo
¿Cómo fue? Sorry, no te escuché.
has estado, mi baby?
Girl, I've been good. Except for the fact that I got COVID.
Dun,
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 dun, dun.
dun.
Yes. It's been a good month overall. By the way, my birthday's coming up soon. Yay! On June 27th. But yeah, I have the COVID. I don't know how I got it, honestly. Mi sospecha es que yo fui a un laboratorio
Mhm.
hace poco y I don't know. I always have this bad vibe with labs because sick people are around, so maybe I touched something and I don't know. So that's my suspicion. But I'm okay. Realmente,
Yeah.
the worst days were the first 2 days,
Mm.
Saturday and Sunday, just having body aches, me dio fiebre. Pero comparado con the first time that I had COVID, this has been a walk in the park. Gracias a Dios no me dio tan fuerte como, other people también.
No, I'm glad you're doing better. Indeed,
Thank you.
parte de, pero está cabrón.
Yeah. No, y lo más cabrón es que otra semana fuera del trabajo, pero puedo trabajar.
Yeah.
Mira, yo no estoy ni pensando en lo que me espera. Yo sé que, I know if I've explained que yo trabajo en contabilidad y todos los meses se hace como el cierre del mes.
Mhm.
Y esa última semana del mes es bien importante because it's the only week I have to como que coger lo que me hace falta, conseguir información, whatever. Y normalmente desde la semana anterior de la última estoy empezando a prepararme y como he estado fuera toda la semana.
Yeah.
Ah, horrible. So, cuando llegue el viernes, brego. ¿Y
Ay,
tú, mi amor, cómo tú estás?
bien, bien. Nací de la última vez. I've gotten like therapy sections like through online thing. Pues I'm a journaling like deep down, getting to know why am I having certain reactions or how am I feeling? Like everything deep down we already know. We're just not
Ujú.
able to express it or get the root out of it, basically. Eh,
Yeah.
Pero además de eso, todo chill, lo mismo. Trabajo, familia, la rutina.
Qué bueno. ¿Quieres abundar un poquito, si quieres, ¿verdad? De cómo fue el proceso de conseguir el online therapy session?
Pues el online therapy más fue por el trabajo también, que también tiene
Ujú,
los recursos. Y it was like partnered con my insurance en United Healthcare. So era como que yo para orientarme más, because I didn't feel like really looking into a psychiatrist or psychologist. Como que sentarme en la oficina, like I don't feel comfortable in that setting yet. So dije,
yeah.
por lo menos empecé en un lado. But it was more that how I tend to jump into conclusions really quick, or when there's a sudden change, I tend to like imagine the worst things ever. Y like me voy en
Ujú,
un viaje, pero bien cabrón, y me bloqueo de todo. I tend to like get to the point or zumbarme. So like the
ujú.
first section me sentí un poco incómoda porque soy esa persona como que just tell me what I have, like ya, y yo tomo acción basada en eso. That's not how it
Yeah.
works. Like they
Es
have
un
to get to
proceso.
know you, evaluate you, go through certain practices to see
Yeah.
and really understand the way you're thinking y eso. So it was like a lot of journaling in the first steps, which Ironically, I used to do, pero lo dejé. So it was like kind of an awakening in a creative sense in a way, pero a la misma vez
Mm,
como que me pude desahogar más.
yeah.
Y irónicamente, pues me sentía encojonado because I like wanted ya like a response right there and then, pero I was like, I have to just trust the process. Irónicamente, fue una de las noches caminando a Luxito y en
Mhm.
Spotify, que casi nunca, when you open your first Spotify, it's usually like your recently played, your like playlist, y ya. Pero me salió una recomendación de un podcast, and I was like, this is a first. So me dio con
Mhm.
escucharlo, y es literal todo lo que está pasando. Se llama el podcast Cultivate Your Joyful Life. Entonces era como que wanting to quit your job, but not wanting to in a way, como que bien indecisive. And
Yeah.
that's one of the things I spoke in therapy that I usually feel like I'm stuck. Like when I get to a new job, I try to be Miss Perfect, aprender todo lo que yo pueda, etcétera, todo,
Yeah.
pero después llega un momento como que me siento like, what the fuck am I doing here? Me siento ya disgustada in a way. And like I
Mhm.
start like, también eso es una parte como que you're trying to think deep down, like, what is the perfect job? But in
Mhm.
reality, there is no perfect job. Es como que
Yeah.
basado en tus skills, it really accepted. Pero like I
Mhm.
couldn't find the words exactly how to express it. So I even took screenshots of the podcast. Y esto era un quote que ellos pusieron, espérate. Because we always feel misunderstood. Y ella comenta como que it says there are no bad parts of ourselves, just parts that need to be reintegrated and understood and loved. Parts is just needing or wanting something. Y también as in fact of jobs, like we tend to like create like a checklist, wanting to
Mhm.
have those marked, being
Yeah.
like a perfect day, always in and out. Y que eso
Mhm.
no existe. What she does thinks that does exist is that knowing how to navigate these tricky situations to lesser than ideal situations and knowing that you have possibilities and options in front of you and that you're in control, you're empowered to make that change or adjust and respond to make it work for you. So como que it's true. Like I could basically confront certain situations, pero yo misma me tranco like fear of how certain people are gonna react or if
Yeah.
that's gonna lash back out on me. Pero uno mismo se crea esa escena, not that necessarily is gonna happen. So it's
Claro.
a work in progress, pero me siento in a way relief, aliviada, because I'm actually
Yeah.
talking it to someone y pues en eso estamos. Yeah.
But I want to say that I'm so proud que diste ese paso de buscar ayuda y de abrirte porque no es fácil. I'm very proud of you because I know you've been having struggling with with your feelings and stuff at work. Y like I also want to share que para mí journaling has been a lifesaver for me. Yo, y bueno, Kimberly y yo, cuando empezamos el podcast, we
Yeah.
started in a whole different vibe, como que estábamos bien enfocadas en mindfulness, en hacer las reflexiones del end of the year y hacer nuestras intenciones, which is great too, it's something very positive, pero obviamente pues uno, ¿cómo se llama? Los intereses, pero también las prioridades cambian y pues yo sigo haciendo eso de otras formas, ¿verdad?
Mhm.
Pero a lo largo del tiempo, esa práctica de daily journaling, como que lo dejé de hacer. Y cuando yo volví a empezar, like, I noticed the change in my energy, en mi ánimo, como que me sentía un poco más motivada durante por las mañanas de actually start my day in a good note. So it's great that you found the same through journaling. So proud of you, my love.
Thank you, baby. I decided to get the help because it was based on a old episode of ours from season one, how
Mhm.
childhood expectations versus adulthood. Y
Yeah.
yo misma dándome consejo, y ahí fue como que it clicked. But it's like you
Yeah.
said, when we first started this podcast, I feel like we were both on top of our shit, meditadas, influenciadas.
Yeah.
Yo estaba, ¿sabes? Con mis prácticas espirituales también. Y es como que as we both started having new jobs, relationships o lo que sea, como y que, como tú dijiste, las prioridades cambian y
Mhm.
uno se
Yeah.
desconecta de esos aspectos que realmente nos centralizaban. And
Yeah.
I could 100% agree. I feel like our episodes también has been
Cambiaron.
a mix of
Yeah.
everything versus season one. I felt like it was more ta 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 ta, but it was like good content in a way. So I even felt guilty of not even putting good content out there, and like I feel like it's part of life también. Glad we still have our listeners, nos siguen apoyando,
Mhm.
and it's just a part of life, all the lows and downs and happy and highs. So yeah.
Pero te creas, I do miss our structure del season pasado y que teníamos como que unos temas más específicos, pero a la misma vez I like this because this is more easygoing y es más flow. Y
Mhm.
hay muchas veces que nosotras tenemos un tema, pero nos pasó algo en la semana, es como que, espérate, no, vamos a hablar de esto, porque
Exacto.
this is important. Y I don't know, como que I like this better in a way, so I'm happy that hemos permitido que esto así, que esto se, ¿cómo se llama?
Desarrollado.
Como, exacto, que se desarrolle, as it goes, como que esto es algo bien personal de nosotros que we decide to share with the people, with the world, with whoever listening, so si nos escuchan, pues hopefully you enjoy it.
Oh. No, but I feel like también season one, since it was just like the beginning, I feel like teníamos esa libertad to speak anything, whatever, any topic,
Yeah,
versus now, like if we go to certain topics, I'm like, oh, we already spoke about that. So it's like, what
yeah,
can we bring new in the table that is different from that episode? A veces me ha pasado. So it's
yeah,
like, como tú dices, I like this structure better because depending on what we went through or a certain topic that comes into mind, and if we can both relate to it, then yeah, I feel comfortable speaking it.
yeah.
So, sí.
Ujú, ujú. No, y lo último que quiero comentar, ¿verdad? De este tema, que no sé si maybe también you can relate to the main reason why the podcast has also changed, is because we've been through shit. We've been through life situations, life events que nos cambian y hemos tenido both Kimberly and I, hemos estado en momentos bien down y hemos estado en momentos bien, bien positivos. Em, pero it shapes us. So I think that the podcast is like a reflection of our evolution, right? Of our growth as women,
Sí. And
beautiful women.
it's like I'm proud because at one point we kind of gave up. It was like we didn't
That's true too.
we didn't want to deal with it. Like it was very time consuming, but then it was like, listen, I missed this. We created it for a reason. It's our safe haven.
Mm-hmm.
Like we could have
Mm-hmm.
any conversations, and I didn't want to let that fully go away. So,
Yeah,
as long as not as often like it used to, but at least we try, to make it. So yeah.
yeah.
Sorry.
Yay.
It was not supposed to be an emotional episode, guys. But I
Oh,
see.
watch that.
Any shows, movies you've watched lately?
Sí. So terminé This Is Us. Have you seen that show?
I have not. I know a lot of people cry. I was like, I don't want to fucking cry. So
Girl,
give it
esa
to me.
serie es so beautiful. No, de verdad, like, yo digo que esa es la mejor serie ever invented. Like, no, o sea, sin exagerar. Obviamente, it's very emotional. I cried so much, cabrona. Cuando me dio el COVID, yo estaba llorando. Yo le digo, claro, yo no sé si I'm crying because of this fucking show o es porque me duele el cuerpo, porque es que
My girl was like, cry it out, bitch.
all things are true. Ocho. Pero sí, vi el final, I'm not gonna say what happens, pero it hit home. It hit home so bad. Y I was like, llorando como una pendeja. Pero muy bonita, me gustó.
Okay.
Yo lo que, si lo vas a ver, velo when you feel emotionally stable. No lo veas si te
Por
sientes
eso,
triste,
por eso. So it's
porque
like
te
I
vas a
started
ir.
therapy. Yeah, so you're like, you know what? Let me get better. Y después
Yeah,
me zumbo.
sí.
Este,
Pero aparte de eso, empecé a ver Bridgerton.
but like,
Empecé.
first season or the newest?
Yeah, the first season. Yeah.
Ooh, Honey Boo Boo.
Girl, we put a fourth episode. So,
So you're in
porque
Daphne and Simon season. Oh,
Daphne, ay Dios mío, yo los nombres son así horribles.
man,
Lady Bridgerton, la muchacha, ¿verdad? La muchacha blanquita, ella bien linda.
hay muchos Bridgertons, Honey Boo Boo. And she
Creo
ain't
que
the
es
lady.
Daphne. Ah,
Daphne es
sí,
la
Daphne.
hija, la que está ahora, like, part of the Diamond of the Season.
Esa misma. Y el negrito, el trigueñito.
Sí. Ujú.
Pues estoy en esa. Pero
Oh,
yo estoy en el episodio que el tipo como que la rechaza, le dice, ay, que no quiero estar más contigo, como que vete para el carajo. Y, y I'm like, okay, I
bueno,
see some chemistry.
la semana pasada salió la segunda parte del tercer season, concluyendo el tercer season. Yo tenía libre miércoles, but I made sure to switch with somebody to Thursday so I could finish Bridgerton.
Wow,
But I was disappointed.
really?
Yeah, después cuando lo veas podemos hablar más de eso, pero
Dale.
like compared to season one and two, like I feel like it was too many side stories. That's all I could say.
Yeah.
Instead of the
Sí,
focus.
porque cada season se enfoca en un hermano
Exacto.
diferente.
So I feel like season three was not it. I'm sorry.
Okay.
That's the
Y
conclusion.
honestly, yo motivé por la muchacha Penelope, ¿verdad?
Uh-huh.
La golita. Because she's beautiful. I'm like, I'm
Mm-hmm.
interested. So, I'm gonna give it a chance. Pero realmente lo estoy viendo porque mi hermano y yo hicimos un pact. Ya que she's watching This Is Us, pero she's in season 5. So le quedan 2 seasons más. Sí,
Okay.
mira, en lo que tú llegas al 6, yo voy a ver Bridgerton. Para entonces termino el first season y vemos el segundo y el tercero a la vez. So,
Okay.
that's
Chévere.
the plan.
Y nada, ahora que empezó también este week House of the Dragon, que es la prequel de Game of Thrones. I'm excited.
I, yo, I'm not that excited, honestly.
What do you mean?
I love Game of Thrones. Like, me encantó, like, the original series, brutal. Pero House of Dragon no me encajó, como que didn't hook me like the original series did.
I
So,
feel like, but it still tiene ciertos aspectos, ciertos episodios.
yeah.
Como que, ugh. Este primer episodio del season 2, al principio aburrida, y los últimos 10 minutos, like, God damn, stop.
Yo lo vi con Carlos. Bueno, yo vi la mitad and then I fell asleep. Pero ya no estoy tan motivada, to be honest. No estoy
Yo por,
tan hooked.
por la nostalgia y por también saber la historia más de los Targaryens y eso, like,
Mhm.
I already know how it's gonna end because of Game of Thrones, pero
Yeah,
por ese aspecto, pero sí tiene ciertas cositas como que, damn, tiene like that surprise thing, que eso siempre Game
yeah.
of Thrones lo tenía. Like, you would
Sí,
never know what to expect in a freaking episode. So,
that's true.
that's the originality, the feeling of it. So, por ese aspecto es que estoy excited. No, te entiendo en el aspecto de los characters y eso jamás y nunca como Game of Thrones.
Mhm.
Pero, like, I'm still giving it a chance.
Dale, me cuentas, me cuentas.
Oh.
Bueno, darling, shall we go to our main topic, my love?
So originally, porque me puse a ver our ratings, the views of our episode. One of our top episodes, it's when we covered Am I the Asshole episode.
Mhm.
And I thought it'd be funny and like something refreshing to do again. So aquí está.
Yes.
Am I the Asshole Part 2?
Yes. Yo estoy molesta porque yo tenía un Emma Díaz whole story y me lo borraron. So I cannot share it with you guys,
Dios
pero tengo
gracias.
otro que hopefully les guste.
Yeah,
All right, pues ¿quién empieza?
dale tú.
Yo.
Sí.
All right. Am I the asshole for telling my sister to not come to my wedding? Okay, so it goes. Dice, I've been debating putting this on here because I know how bitches people can be. Blah 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 blah. So I have
estaba con esa oración, like, God damn, okay.
Yeah. All right. Dice aquí. So I have an older sister, Melly. She's 32, and the one telling the story is 28. I
Mhm.
got engaged 9 months ago, and wedding preparations are well underway. We are set to marry this August. A few weeks ago, I approached some select friends and my sister, Melly, to be my bridesmaids. They all accepted, and I was very excited. I made a group chat to send dress inspo for them and me because I wanted to share my plans with my friends. Super nice.
Mhm.
The pictures I sent were of a color. Blah, blah, blah. The pictures I sent were of a color palette and styles. I told my bridesmaids to pick a color and stayed sort of within the style of the dresses I thought looked nice and wrote that I will pay for it because I have the means to do so. And I thought it would be a nice thing to do. My sister is very touchy about money. Mm-mm-mm. She
Mhm.
doesn't have a stable job and she often has to ask family members for help with bills, etc. For the record, I have never judged her for this and I have helped her in the past when she needs be. Millie saw the message I sent and immediately left the group chat, which confused me. So I messaged her privately and asked her why she left so abruptly. And she said this, that she didn't need pity money from me. I was really upset that she took my gesture the wrong way, and I told her that it wasn't just for her. I was paying for everyone's dresses because I wanted to. I
Mhm.
told her that if she wanted that she could buy her own dress if that made her feel better. If she said she didn't have the money for a dress she could wear only once. She then ran me and shouted that I was a pompous bitch and all sorts of other expletives.
Oh,
I
hell.
just told her, I just told her she did if she didn't want to accept my offer, then she didn't have to be a bridesmaid. And better yet, if she wants to be nasty, she can just not come at all. Her best friend Eliza ran me and she told me that what I said to Melly was so cruel and that I needed to apologize to her, or she might never speak to me again. I'm fine if she wants me to take off in a huff, blah, 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 blah. Whatever. Is she the asshole for saying to her sister that if she doesn't want to go to the wedding, que no vaya, because she cannot pay for her own bridesmaid dress? What do you think?
No, I feel like the sister was the asshole in this situation. Cause
Yeah.
like I get it, especially now in this economy, like we're all, you know, financially struggling. But if they were willing to pay for everything for her, like why would you react that way? Like you
Yeah.
seriously have some self issues, like contigo misma, that oh nobody could pay for you. Like that wasn't even the situation. And secondly, this is a main event of a wedding of a family member. It's not your own. So pity aside, you need to put all those feelings away and focus,
Mhm.
on the main aspect, which is a family member getting married.
Yeah.
So me alegro que se lo cantó al grano. Y si fue bien, y si no, bien también. Ella misma se lo buscó. That's all
Muy
I can
bien. Yo pienso igual que tú. I don't think she's the asshole. Yo pienso que la hermana es an asshole porque,
say.
ok, fine. Si una cosa es que tú tienes dinero y no quieres o al revés, no tienes dinero y no quieres que tu hermana como que te consiga las cosas por pity money, pero if you really don't have the money, como que you are not gonna buy it anyway, so es como que pendeja, pues acepta puta ayuda.
Exacto, exacto. Like
O sea,
she
es
wanted
como
to be
que,
included in the wedding, and the fact that you reacted that way, y que
yeah,
hay insultado también, cursed her and everything, like what the fuck? No,
yeah.
no, no, no. Toxicity out of the wedding. These are new beginnings. So out with you.
Be gone, bitch.
Okay.
Alrighty, darling. So, what is your story? Cuéntanos.
A ver, este para mí fue, me chocó. I was like, damn. Okay.
Mm, sí.
Am I the asshole for faking giving birth?
What
Um,
the fuck?
So technically, she had wrote this and it got deleted, but now I guess she had to rephrase it. Entonces,
Right.
aquí ella puso, I'll keep this as short as possible. She's 25 years old. She is pregnant with the baby due in a couple of days. Her husband, 25 years also, promised that he would be the one to drive her to the hospital and that he will be glued to the phone until birth. He works only 10 minutes away from their home, and his boss even agreed to him to let him go when the birth happens. ¿Qué pasa? The problem is the mother-in-law. My husband and her have an unhealthy, strong bond. Like her husband, basically, el husband y la mamá de él, they have like a very strong bond, and she is
Okay.
involved in their relationship, which has caused many issues in the past. La mamá always requires attention every day. She has suggested even moving in with them since she became pregnant. She
What?
also has, under quotes, emergencies whenever we have anniversaries, important occasions like birthdays. Siempre de una emergencia. And as the date is approaching, I became increasingly worried that his mother will have an emergency during her birth. So I will have trouble getting to the hospital or I will be forced to be doing this alone. I voiced my concerns and it caused fights between me and them. I even suggested my husband, sorry, her best friend to drive her to keep her company because she is scared of giving birth and her husband not being there for her.
Mm-hmm.
She is not proud what she did, but she fake gave birth yesterday. She called her husband at work, told him that it started. He said he will be right there. After half an hour, I called him to ask him where he was. He didn't answer. After almost an hour, he called me to say that he's in the hospital with his mom because guess what? She is having a medical emergency. Apparently, he called her to tell her that she was giving birth and she got a heart attack from the excitement. He said he will have to miss my birth and actually asked me to call my friend to drive me to the hospital. I admit I was very angry and heartbroken, so I told him I wasn't actually giving birth and that it was a test, that he showed me how he would actually behave. So,
Wow.
his mom of course didn't have a heart attack. It was a false alarm. So she felt very justified of what occurred. And now he's been pointing it out how she lied, but he couldn't say that, you know what? That you're just as bad for lying. So am I going crazy? Am I the asshole?
Yikes. Mira, I no estoy de acuerdo. I know I do not condone the fact that she actually faked her birth, her labor,
Ujú,
but
mm,
entiendo la razón por la cual lo hizo.
ujú.
El tipo es un cabrón porque, coño, ¿ellos están casados o
Sí, están
son novios?
casados, están casados.
Fuck, even worse, like, it's your fucking wife. Tu esposa va primero, puñeta, y es el fucking birth. Obviamente no era real, pero le
Still,
demostró
exacto.
que si fuese el parto de verdad, he was not gonna be there. Hijo de gran puta. I don't think she's the asshole, but she shouldn't have lied.
Ujú.
But she's not the asshole. He is the asshole. And the mother too.
Mamá. I felt
Ay,
like you said, the wife should always come first. I don't care how close you are to your mother.
yeah,
Secondly, if it's causing issues in your relationship, you need to set up boundaries. Like, why
yeah.
does mom have to be involved in absolutely everything? And then faking these fake emergencies whenever you two have something together. Like, I feel like she on purposely is trying to sabotage their relationship. It's like, coño, es un nieto tuyo. And you're not going to let your son be there and for their birth? Because you have.
Ooh, that's so creepy.
Exactly.
That gives gives me mother-in-law vibes, monster-in-law vibes.
Pero yo creo que
Uy,
este para mí fue más extremo. It's like, damn, estando embarazada y todo, like, sí, me
ay, yo no
chocó.
entiendo esas mamás que hacen como una competencia para ver who
Exactly.
has the most attention. Like, come
Mm,
on, had your time with him when he was a kid. He is a fucking adult con su esposa. Déjalo solo,
exactly.
baby. Wow. So votamos que he is the asshole, not her,
Yes.
right? Muy bien. Perfect. Wow, so yo creo que el tema de este episodio son de bodas y cosas así, porque el mío también es de una boda.
Uh,
All
vamos.
right. Am I the asshole for being honest that we didn't enjoy our wedding and wish we eloped? Dun, dun, dun. All right.
Mhm.
My wife and I got married 3 weeks ago. I love her and I have no regrets marrying her, but we both massively regret having a traditional wedding when we both
Mhm.
wanted to elope. We ended up not eloping due to family pressure, mostly from her parents, who made her feel bad being their only daughter and potentially denying them the chance to see their daughter get married, quote unquote, and said she'd regret having her moment. In actuality, it seemed that they just wanted to have their moment.
Mm.
The last year was so full of unnecessary drama, and while each of our parents contributed paying for the wedding, we still ended up putting a lot up ourselves. It's like they had to pay up for the wedding, most of the wedding. Everything kept getting more and more expensive, blah, 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 blah. Overall, it was a year of stress, a bunch of drama over things like who should be in the wedding, party slash invited, etc. The actual day wasn't fun either. Both of us get mild social anxiety, big part of why both of us wanted to elope. It was as bad as we expected it to be. Ahora viene el momento de la verdad. We got back from our honeymoon Thursday, and this weekend we were at her parents' house for Father's Day. They really wanted to pat themselves on the back for convincing us to do the wedding and kept making comments like, see, wasn't that so much fun?
Ay, mira.
At first, we politely agreed and tried to change the subject, but I kind of broke towards the end of the night when they made a suggestion that we disagreed with. And my mother-in-law said, oh, honey, of course, it's your decision, but just remember, I was right about the wedding, and I think I'm right about this. I just lost it.
Mm.
And then told them about how much we hated this experience. They asked my wife if it's true, and she broke down and said it's 100% true. She hated the whole experience. We left shortly after, but then this morning her dad calls me saying how rude I was and how he wants me to go over there to apologize to his wife in person. I don't think that I should. I don't think that I should, but just wanted to get some outside perspective. Am I the asshole?
No, son
¿Qué
los
cojones?
son los padres por no seguirle lo que ellos realmente querían. First of all, it's like I get it, it's your daughter, it's her
Yeah,
grandbaby, uno quiere hacer lo máximo por ellos, pero hay que respetar lo que ellos quieran en su día especial. Like, be happy that they're at least trying, to include you in some way, pero no to create this whole fiasco y después sacárselo en la cara. Como que,
mira, yo, I never had the traditional wedding. Sí, tuve la experiencia con mi hermana y eso.
Ujú.
Y normalmente, los papás de la novia son los que pagan y pues
Exacto.
hacen todos los planes. Pero if they had to pay for most of the things, es como que, mira, ustedes son los novios, ustedes deciden qué quieren hacer. A mí me revienta cuando los papás, como que they just put their own agenda y como que no, vamos a hacer el party grande para invitar gente que maybe they don't even know,
Yep.
just for the sake of being like, ay, la fiesta, pero so
Mm.
I don't think he should apologize. I
No,
mean,
I feel
no,
like they should apologize to them and give them the money.
yeah.
Here's a Visa gift card for all your
I want a refund.
like the event was made for you guys, not for us. Ya,
Yeah.
porque coño.
Although,
Mm.
yo entiendo the reason why they're upset, pero maybe the timing no era el mejor,
Claro.
porque era boda reciente, era Father's Day, so maybe it wasn't the best timing to, ser super honest about the whole thing. Maybe esperar uno, otro, 2 o 3 años más. Esperar que fuese un poquito más old, pienso yo, no sé. What do you think?
Mm, I can feel like si estaban estrujándoselo mucho en la cara. Y eso sí,
Ah,
like,
bueno.
le estaba echando
True.
ya chispa al fuego, digo yo. Y,
Yeah,
y causó el incendio, which I, is valid for me.
yeah,
Si
that's
estuvieran
true.
neutral, que realmente nada más enfocarse en Father's Day, like, how was your honeymoon? Y ya, ya, con
Yeah,
eso era
yeah,
suficiente. Pero seguir sacando el tema de la boda es como que, that's why I don't blame him. Like,
yeah.
ellos se lo buscaron.
Ahí está. You are not the asshole.
Yep.
But, alrighty. Your turn, my love.
Okay. Am I the asshole for calling my wife fat? Dun, dun. So he's 34, his wife is 32. He works in a physical demanding field. Himself and his coworkers are all fit people without a lot of body type variety. He admits his wife is fat. The thing is, al grano, boom. She's always been fat. The whole time I've known her, we dated when she was fat. We got married when she was fat. She knows she's fat. She's fat and she's beautiful. I'm happy if she loses weight and I'm happy if she stays where she is. I think she's the most beautiful woman in the world as she is.
Oh.
Vamos a tenerlo claro. One of my coworkers, Julia, yes, Julia, started complaining that she's too far to be loved and fat people don't get to be loved.
What?
Julia isn't fat. She's maybe 120 pounds. She works out 5 times a week and barely ever eats. I told her that wasn't true and that my wife was fat. She got really red in the face and started telling me I wasn't allowed to call my wife fat, that I was insulting her, and that my wife was beautiful and curvy. Carol, que es la esposa, doesn't like being called curvy. She thinks it's a label used to avoid calling people fat because it's a dirty word to most people. She explained to Julia the situation. Julia started threatening to tell his wife that he has been calling her fat. She pulled up her Instagram and told me she was messaging Carol that I was being mean. I beat her to the punch and called my wife, put her on speaker, and asked if she was curvy or fat. Carol laughed and said, I hate that curvy shit. Fat and beautiful, baby.
Yes.
I thanked her, told her I loved her, and hung up. As soon as I hit as soon as I hit end, Julia went mental. She started screaming that I was abusing my wife. When I asked her how, she said I was clearly brainwashing her into accepting the term of fat to try to keep her complacent and from getting away from her. That no woman in her right mind could be okay with their husband calling them fat. I showed her a picture of my wife in a t-shirt that had BBW on it. She bought it for herself, by the way. She stormed off and hasn't spoken to me since. Now I just walked in today to an email from HR requesting a meeting with me. I don't think it's a big deal. I have my wife's blog for fat positivity, the shirt, and can easily call her for proof. But now things are frigid at work, and Julia constantly gives me dirty looks and when we're in the same room. She ignores me otherwise. So I'm just over here scratching my head. Am I the asshole for calling my wife fat?
What the hell, Julia? Come on, Julia.
Julia needs to mind her business. If the wife wants to be called fat,
Yeah.
let it be. Let it
Es
be.
como que, ugh, son, yo, Julia, I think she's the asshole because
Mm-hmm.
primero que tú dijiste, don't mind your own damn business. Like, si el esposo le dice fat y la esposa le gusta que le diga que she's fat, pues mira, se es entre él y ya.
A mí lo que me de eso, la primera oración, I don't know what exactly is their job, but
Right.
I think it has to be done about fitness, how they all have the same body type. So ellos ya están con esa
Mm,
mentalidad. That's what I'm trying to think. But the husband,
okay.
obviamente, como él dijo, se enamoró de ella estando gorda, se casó con ella gorda. Like, that's, he finds her beautiful as she is.
Yeah.
Pero I feel like their coworkers are having trouble to find that it is acceptable. And it's like,
Pero
no
es
me
que,
importa, es la vida de él. Así que
exacto.
a Julia me encojonó.
It's not part of your job to understand
Exacto.
the relationship of your coworker con su esposa o whatever, no. So, ay, cabrona, like, yo conozco gente que, like Julia, como que se ponen un sello en la mente, no, es que los hombres son así o las mujeres son así, como que no, no todos son así, hay personas que tienen distintas formas de pensar, los gustos, whatever,
Correcto.
y se encojona porque tú dices no, lo contrario, es como que,
Ujú.
pero, so I don't think he's an asshole. Me intriga mucho lo de HR, like why would they call HR because of
Hay un
that thing?
update, pero lo iba a hacer más largo.
Ah, bueno, ¿qué dice la de? A ver.
So he met with HR at 4 p.m. Apparently, multiple coworkers who had overheard the conversation stopped by HR through the day to give their side of the story.
Oh, Lord.
I wasn't in trouble. They just wanted my side of the things. It checked out with what everyone else was saying too. I still don't know which of my crew stopped by, but I owe them my life. I offered to show my wife's blog, and our reputation, who's really a nice girl, told me about what if it didn't affect my work, it was irrelevant. The story has
Ajá.
been even corroborated enough by others. HR reiterated a lot of what y'all said, even though Julia initiated this conversation. I shouldn't have jumped in. It was less of scolding and more of a request to keep my nose out of other people's business. I'm sad because I thought Julia and I were friends. We talked about our mental health struggles, the hardships of the field we're in, and heavy things like that. Entonces,
Wow.
he won't be having conversations any further with Julia. Entonces, as part of like the team or whatever, they're not gonna be working together. So he thinks that he's gonna be okay. Before he left, HR told him that if weight and body loss image wasn't supposed to be a topic of conversation, they should consider enforcing that on a company level. Because apparently they have a weight loss challenge.
Ay, cabrona.
So that's it. I wrapped up my treatments. Everything will be hopefully shaken out. I haven't spoken to Julia and hoping to invite her for the near future. Y después puso ahora abajo, now to quote a clue, I'm gonna go home and sleep with my wife. As it
Yes,
should.
that's how you do it, boo. Love it.
Pero qué
Girl,
cojones.
yeah, like, tengo algo que comentar, que no sé si comentarlo aquí.
Dilo.
Es que en mi trabajo hacen lo de weight loss challenges
Mm.
y
Mhm.
eso a mí nunca me ha gustado. Y entonces, cuando yo regresé, they
Mhm.
started doing it again, pero this time they were actually forcing us to weigh ourselves in the scale.
No.
Y yo como que, no, yo no fui, like, yo no quise ir y gracias a Dios que mis compañeros tampoco fueron,
Okay.
como que, carajo, no, tú no puedes obligar a mí a pesarme, que
Mhm.
carajo, like, what the fuck. Pero yo digo, maybe yo soy media, no sé, como que medio overthink it, pero like, why do you want me to weight myself? Like, yo sé lo que yo peso. I have a fucking weight on my house. ¿Por qué tú quieres que me pese en el fucking trabajo? Like, sí, ajá, para ser saludable, whatever, pero no me obligues. ¿Cuál es esa fucking obsesión que tienen con el fitness y con toda la mierda? Y si yo no quiero ser fit, ¿cuál es el problema?
Pues tú dijiste
Eh,
eso, yo cuando empecé, pero like I feel like no one joined afterwards
Right.
because everyone was like gonna make a group of like a weight loss program, pero nada como así públicamente tener que pesarte, like what the fuck.
Yeah.
Pero al final, I guess everyone tenía que aportar 20 pesos and whoever lost the most weight, se llevaba
Ajá.
dinero, algo así. Pero a mí lo que
Yeah.
me cojonó, like I was hearing it. Pero yo mentalmente I was like, I could do it. It could be motivation for me, whatever. Pero yo como que, ay, no me quiero añadir esa presión, como que I need to lose weight, you know. So, pero sí me
Yeah,
cogen que par de gente como que, why won't you join?
none of your business.
Exacto.
Ay, no. Y es otra cosa que, por ejemplo, gracias a Dios que I've been walking y he perdido peso,
Mm,
pero mi meta no es bajar, like, I'm grateful que estoy bajé de peso, pero mi meta no es bajar, qué sé yo, 20 libras,
mm,
porque yo sé que yo estoy comiendo mejor, sé que estoy haciendo más ejercicio, pero guess what? Mientras uno más va getting older, it's harder to lose weight.
yeah.
So, no, lo que yo hacía antes de joven, in my 20s or in teenage years, no voy a hacer lo mismo. So, no sé, yo no miro la pesa como un tracker realmente. I want to see myself in the mirror y mi ropa. That's mi tracker. Okay, me sirve la ropa, perfect, we're good. Pero pues,
Yep.
hay gente que es así.
Yep. Yep.
Alrighty. So, este que tengo, no, I haven't read it, so no sé si es bueno. So hopefully you guys enjoy it.
Dale.
Okay, so am I the asshole for telling my wife I wish my job was sitting on my ass all day like she does?
Mira. Ajá.
All right. So, él tiene 31 años, he has two kids con su esposa y la esposa tiene 34 años. And the kids are twins. Nice. All right. So he works at a high demand job that sometimes require for him to work overtime, including the weekends. This has happened 2 weeks running now, so I haven't had a day off in almost 3 weeks. So tipo está overworked, exhausted. Entonces, la esposa aparentemente es una ama de casa, so she's a stay-at-home mom.
Okay.
He says she drops our kids to nursery every morning and picks them up, and she claims she spends the whole rest of the day cleaning, but the house isn't in a state that is like believable that she's cleaning the house. Entonces dice aquí, dirty dishes, unwashed counters, que hay clutter in the house. Y dice que it's like that when he gets home 3 to 4 days a week.
Mm,
It's far from filled, but if she's cleaning all day, she must be doing it
exacto.
blindfolded.
La pobre.
Okay, ahora que empieza el drama.
Ujú.
Saturday was my first day off since just before the start of June. My kids don't have nursery on the weekend. So parece que el tipo quería pues compartir con la esposa y estar con los nenes. But guess what? His wife decides to go out with her friends instead of spending time with with her husband. Entonces dice aquí, when my wife got home, she was gloating about the fun she had with her new nails, and her new nails she got done, and I snapped. I said, well, good for you. Glad you had a nice day. Well, I spent my once in a blue moon break cleaning up after shitty nappies and cooking. But as long as you had a nice relaxing day, we can all sleep well tonight. Ella dijo, she retaliated saying that she has the kids every other day or she's cleaning. Él le dice, I told her I don't believe her as the kids are at nursery from 7:30 to 6 p.m. in the evening, and the house is not clean every day as there is so much mess.
Ujú.
She got furious and she said, they're my kids too, to which I said, I wouldn't have any problem that she not, whoa, aquí hablo malo, sorry. Eh,
Beep.
Breakdown, baby. Says she got furious and said, they're my kids too, which I said I wouldn't have any problem that she not fucked off for hours, leaving us alone when she basically gets a break 5 days a week for 10.5 hours every week from the kids. She's still demanding an apology, and I don't intend on giving her one since I believe I am right. Am I the asshole?
I don't think he is. Like, like
Okay.
you said, if she states that she's cleaning all the time, yo espero ver la casa spotless. O sea, Pero si bien los counters sucios, like clutter, like coño. Y yo entendería más si los hijos estuvieran en la casa. Pero like he said, they're from
Ajá,
7 to 6 p.m. So esa casa tiene que estar impecable. Tú me perdonas.
inmaculada,
Exacto.
yeah.
So I feel like, yeah, she is lying. Y contra, para un tipo que trabajó 3 semanas de corrida without a day off, está cabrón.
Está
Como que
cabrón, sí.
debería ella, you know, praise him y eso, that he's bringing the money in the household, not trying to be aquí, you know, el macho que de eso, whatever. Pero coño, para que después se ponga
Sí,
a ir a limpiar y cocinar, it's like, damn. Like, I get it, que
yeah,
para balancear las responsabilidades, pero, like, if you're stating something that you're actually doing, then he shouldn't be cleaning. Punto.
yeah. Yo, again, no shame on the wife que quiera tener su
Mm.
día con sus amigas y eso, which is good, que tenga un tiempo aparte. Pero she should have at least como que try harder to clean or compartir con su esposo por lo menos. Si no vas a limpiar, at least comparte con tu esposo. Que el tipo lleva, qué sé yo,
O
tres
por lo
semanas trabajando
menos,
corrido.
like, oh, I'm having brunch with my friends, we could have dinner together, you know? Algo
Ajá,
así, pero
exacto.
que se le usa la uña y eso, like, qué carajo.
Ya. Para eso hazlo en los días que estás sola en la casa,
Exacto.
pienso yo. Yo pensaba que he was an asshole, pero cuando vi que leí que los bebés estaban en nursery,
I was
which
like,
by the way, if you are a stay-at-home mom, the meaning of the word es que tú te quedas en tu casa con tu hijo,
exacto.
criándolos, right? Taking care of them. Why would you
Pero,
leave them in a nursery?
exacto, pero el caso de que that wasn't the case, ahí fue que yo hice, no, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
¿Qué estás haciendo? ¿Comiendo mierda? Porque
No, I don't think he's the asshole. Like, good for you for setting up for yourself y que la
Ujú.
esposa se ponga en su sitio. Si tú no quieres limpiar, get yourself a job, bitch. I'm
Exacto,
sorry.
se pongan las pelas.
Exacto. No.
A ver, bueno, ya vamos al último.
Ya yo terminé con los míos, so el tuyo es el último.
Yo me dio gracia este porque it was like a birthday team y lo decidí dejarlo para último because your birthday's coming up. So, am I the asshole for insisting on sushi? Dun dun dun. My son, dime,
Sorry,
sorry.
right from the bat. If sushi's involved, no, you're not the asshole. Go ahead.
My
Just kidding.
son, 11-year-old, requested sushi for his birthday dinner. So I made reservations at a local sushi place. Found out that my in-laws were coming into town and they wanted to get together, so I invited them along. My sister, she hates any food that is of any Asian origin. Says that it gives her migraines, and in the past would usually decline going out if we did not accommodate her. And we almost always have accommodated her. I spoke to my son about how his aunt did not like Asian food and asked if he would consider another location. He really didn't want to switch. He is obsessed with sushi. So I called my in laws, explained the situation, and told them they could come to our house for the Super Bowl the next day instead, if they, like if they wanted. So both of us could have the day. I figured it was their decision if they wanted to join or not. My sister calls me in the morning because we had already reservation and asked if we can change the restaurant. I said I was sorry, but I had already asked. I sent her the menu and told her they might have other food options and that so she could check. She again complained about the likelihood of her getting a migraine. I told her I was sorry, but that was all my son wanted, and she was welcome to come the next day to spend it with us. She chose to come anyway. Long story
Hazlo todo
short,
bueno.
she orders a Chinese dish, although other items were available. So she hates it, almost vomits at the table. Then my both of my sons and family feel sorry for her. My oldest daughter also felt bad. All the attention was on my sister. When they brought out my son's birthday dessert, the whole scene was kind of ruined because of that moment. But I tried
Aw.
to make the best out of it. At the end of the meal, my sister turns to me and says, "What a shame. If we had to have Asian food, She could be sick for weeks, da da da. But she said it right in front of my son. Now my son, of course, now feels bad, and the night has been ruined. Am I the
Oh,
asshole for not picking a different restaurant?
no, you're not. Your sister's the asshole or the sister-in-law, whatever.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I'm like, la arruinaste el cumpleaños de un niño de 11 años.
Ay,
Like
bendito.
he stated, there were other options other than Chinese food in the menu. So tú misma decidiste seleccionar esa
Y
comida.
por joder.
Exacto. I know. I felt so bad. I was like, pobre nene.
Mira, esto es sencillo. Next birthday no le inviten.
Exacto.
A algún party sin la tía, porque siempre es un drama. Pues no, bye. We don't want you in our party, bitch.
Literal.
Ay, Dios mío. Pues no es por nada, pero me gustaron estos stories. They were very interesting, very funny. So, thank you so much for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed our Am I the Asshole stories. ¿Qué tú crees que hacemos como un poll? La otra vez hicimos como un poll, ¿verdad?
Sí.
De lo
A
de
ver,
origen,
which
something
one
like
is
that.
your favorite one? Or si han escuchado de otro también.
Exacto, o si quieren compartir con nosotros algún Am I the Asshole story de ustedes, con
Mm.
mucho gusto nos lo pueden compartir. Eh, Nos pueden escribir at our email, 1014sesh@gmail.com. You can also follow us in our social media. Darling, what's your social media?
Mine is Kim Gorbury. It says Kim Gorbury.
Eso. Y el mío es Mia Mariah with an H, number 27. Yes. And if you're watching, this is my, ahí está, Simba, my fat ass cat.
Reggie.
Cuchu, cuchu, cuchu. Dala.
Now
And
it's
Simba.
knocked out.
And
No,
then
it's
it's
like,
like,
don't bother me.
she's like, I've had a day. Like,
Yeah.
I'm exhausted.
La manita todo para el frente, like, oh.
Jolita. Ay, Dios mío.
Pero nada, baby, esperamos que te mejores, que tengas un buen
Gracias.
cumpleaños y que se te
Thank
cumplan
you.
muchos deseos. Y nada, gracias a la
Thank you,
audiencia
thank
por
you.
escucharnos, a todos.
Yes.
I hope que le hayan gustado estos stories. Y nada, nos mantenemos en contacto. Ti, 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 ti.
But nada, pues thank you so much, guys, for listening. I hope you have a great day and see you the next time. Yes.
Until next time. Nee, nee, nee. Ciao.
Hello.
Wow.
Bye.